Have you ever wondered why your grandparents lived so long and stayed so healthy without all these fancy supplements and expensive medicines? What if I told you that the secret was sitting in your kitchen right now? Not a pill, not a powder, not something you need to order online, just two tiny little things that most people throw into their cooking and never think about again. Stay with me until the end, because what I am about to share with you today could honestly change the way you feel every single morning for the rest of your life. And I promise you, I am not selling anything. This costs almost nothing. You probably already have it in your kitchen right now. I am Dr. Kevin Ham, and today we are talking about cloves, just 2 cloves, every single morning. On an empty stomach, that is it. 2 cloves, before breakfast, before coffee, before anything else. And what happens inside your body after you do this consistently is something that most doctors never even talk about. But the science is real. The results are real. And by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why this tiny little habit can make one of the biggest differences in how your body feels, how your energy works, and how your health holds up over time. So let me ask you something right now. How do you feel when you wake up in the morning? Do you wake up feeling refreshed and ready? Or do you wake up tired, stiff, maybe a little foggy in the head? Maybe your joints ache a little. Maybe your stomach feels off. Maybe you just feel like your body is slowly breaking down and you cannot figure out why. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to keep watching because there is a reason your body feels that way. And it has everything to do with something called inflammation. Inflammation is the root of almost every major health problem that Americans face today. Heart disease, diabetes, joint pain, digestive problems, even brain fog and fatigue. All of it traces back to chronic inflammation happening silently inside your body every single day. And the scary part is you do not feel it happening. You just feel the results. You feel tired. You feel stiff. You feel like something is just not right, but you cannot put your finger on it. Millions of people in this country are walking around with this kind of silent inflammation burning inside them right now. And most of them have no idea. Here is what is happening inside your body when inflammation takes over. Think of your immune system like a fire department. When something goes wrong, the fire trucks go out, they put out the fire, and then they come back home. That is normal, healthy, acute inflammation. It comes, it does its job, and it leaves. But chronic inflammation is like having a fire alarm stuck in the on position. The fire trucks never stop running. They are racing around your body 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And all of that constant activity starts to damage your organs, your blood vessels, your joints, and even your brain. And here is the thing that almost no one talks about. What you eat, what you chew, what you put in your body first thing in the morning, it either turns that alarm off or it keeps it blaring louder. That is where cloves come in. And I need you to stay with me here because this is where it gets really interesting. Cloves are one of the most nutrient-dense and medicinally powerful spices on the entire planet. And I am not just saying that. The research backs this up. Cloves contain a compound called eugenol. Now, eugenol is not just some random chemical. It is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds that scientists have ever studied. In fact, studies have shown that eugenol can be just as effective as some over-the-counter anti-inflammatory medications, but without the side effects, without the damage to your stomach lining, without the risk to your kidneys and liver that comes from taking those medications long-term. Just pure, natural, God-given medicine sitting in your spice rack. But here's the point almost no one talks about. It is not just about what is in cloves. It is about when you take them and how you take them. Chewing them raw on an empty stomach first thing in the morning allows your body to absorb the eugenol and all the other powerful compounds directly and quickly before food slows down the process. That timing changes everything. That is the secret that most people miss completely. Now let me tell you about a man named Thomas. Thomas was 57 years old, living in Ohio, working a desk job. He came to see me because he was exhausted all the time. His joints ached when he climbed stairs. His blood sugar was creeping up into the pre-diabetic range. His digestion was a mess. He was bloated after almost every meal. He had tried cutting out gluten. He had tried different diets. He had spent hundreds of dollars on supplements that did almost nothing. And he was frustrated. He felt like his body had just given up on him. I told Thomas to try something simple. Just 2 cloves every morning on an empty stomach. Chew them slowly for about 30 seconds, then swallow. Just try it for 30 days. He looked at me like I had lost my mind. He said, "Doc, I came here for real medicine." I laughed and I said, "Thomas, this is real medicine, the oldest and most proven kind there is." 30 days later, Thomas came back, and I want you to hear what he told me. He said his joint pain had dropped significantly. He said he was waking up feeling more rested, even though he had not changed his sleep schedule. His digestion had improved dramatically. The bloating was mostly gone, and when we checked his blood sugar, it had come down noticeably from where it was 30 days before. All from 2 cloves a day. No other changes. Just 2 cloves every single morning on an empty stomach. Now I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking that sounds too simple. You are thinking there must be a catch. But I want to challenge that thought. We live in a world that has convinced us that better health has to be complicated and expensive. It does not. Sometimes the most powerful medicine is the most simple. And cloves have been used in traditional medicine across Asia, the Middle East, and Africa for thousands of years for exactly this reason. Let me break down for you exactly what happens in your body when you chew 2 cloves on an empty stomach every morning. First, the eugenol hits your bloodstream quickly and starts working on inflammation. It tells your immune system to calm down. It helps reduce the kind of chronic, low-grade inflammation that silently damages your organs and tissues over time. Second, cloves have a remarkable effect on blood sugar. Research has shown that cloves can help improve insulin sensitivity, which means your cells respond better to insulin and that your blood sugar stays more stable throughout the day. For anyone who is pre-diabetic or just struggling with energy crashes after meals, this is huge. Third, cloves are incredibly powerful for your digestive system. They stimulate the production of digestive enzymes. They help reduce gas and bloating. They have natural antimicrobial properties that can help kill off harmful bacteria in your gut while supporting the good bacteria that your body needs. If you have ever felt that uncomfortable heaviness after eating or that mid-afternoon crash, your gut health is probably a big part of that. And cloves taken in the morning help prepare your digestive system before you ever eat your first meal of the day. Fourth, and this one surprises a lot of people, cloves are incredible for your liver. Your liver is your body's main detox organ. It filters your blood, processes your hormones, metabolizes your food, and clears out waste products. And it works the hardest while you're sleeping. So when you wake up and you chew 2 cloves on an empty stomach, you're giving your liver powerful antioxidant support right at the moment when it is finishing its overnight work. Cloves have been shown to reduce markers of liver stress and support healthy liver function in multiple studies. Fifth, cloves have natural antimicrobial and antiviral properties. Your mouth is the entry point for almost every pathogen that tries to get into your body. And chewing cloves in the morning helps create an environment in your mouth and throat that is hostile to harmful bacteria and viruses. Many people who start this habit notice they get sick less often. Their gums feel healthier. Their breath is fresher. Their immune system feels stronger going into the day. Now let me tell you about a woman named Sandra. Sandra was 44 years old, a mother of 3 in Texas, and she had been struggling with her weight for years. But more than the weight, she was dealing with constant fatigue, irregular blood sugar crashes that left her shaking and irritable, and terrible digestion that made her dread eating some days. She had heard about cloves from her grandmother and thought it was just an old folk remedy. She almost dismissed it, but she was desperate enough to try anything. She started chewing 2 cloves every morning before her day began. Within the first week, she noticed her energy in the morning was more stable. By week 2, her afternoon crashes, those moments where she would feel completely drained around 2 or 3 in the afternoon, were less severe. By week 4, she had lost 6 pounds without changing her diet significantly. Her digestion was smoother, and she told me she just felt cleaner on the inside. Her words, not mine. Like something was finally working the way it was supposed to. That is the power of consistency with something this simple. Your body responds when you give it what it needs. Now I want to talk to you about the right way to do this and the mistakes that will stop you from getting results. Because, like anything, there is a right way and a wrong way. The right way is this. Take 2 whole cloves, not clove powder, whole cloves. Put them in your mouth on an empty stomach, meaning before any food or drink other than plain water. Chew them slowly. Do not just swallow them whole. Chewing releases the eugenol and the other compounds directly into your saliva and bloodstream. Chew for about 30 seconds. Let the flavor and oils spread through your mouth. Then swallow. Follow it with a small glass of water. That is it. Do this every single morning, 7 days a week, and give it at least 30 days before you judge the results. Now here are the mistakes that people make. The first big mistake is using clove powder instead of whole cloves. Powdered cloves lose potency quickly after processing. You want whole cloves for maximum benefit. The second mistake is taking cloves after a meal. On a full stomach, the absorption is much slower and less effective. The empty stomach in the morning is what makes this work so powerfully. The third mistake is being inconsistent. Doing this 3 days and then skipping 4 days and then starting again. Consistency is everything. Your body needs the daily signal. 2 cloves every single morning, no exceptions, for at least 30 days. Now, I also want to give you a word of caution because I care about your health and I need to be honest with you. Cloves are extremely powerful. More is not better here. Do not chew 5 or 10 cloves thinking you will get more benefit. 2 cloves is the sweet spot. More than that can cause irritation to your stomach lining or your mouth, especially on an empty stomach. If you have any kind of blood clotting disorder or you are taking blood thinners, please speak with your doctor. before starting this habit because eugenol does have mild blood thinning properties. And if you are pregnant, please consult your healthcare provider first. Also, cloves can sometimes cause a temporary burning sensation in your mouth when you first start. That is normal. That is the eugenol doing what it does. It will reduce after a few days as your body adjusts. If it is too strong for you at first, you can chew the cloves for just a few seconds and then hold them on your tongue rather than chewing aggressively. Work your way up gradually. And here is something that will make this even more powerful. After you chew your cloves, drink a full glass of warm water. Not cold, warm. This helps activate your digestive system, flush your kidneys, and helps transport all those amazing compounds through your system more efficiently. Warm water on an empty stomach with cloves is one of the most powerful morning routines you can build for almost zero cost. Disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before making changes to your health routine, especially if you have a medical condition or are taking medications. Back to what we were talking about, because I want to leave you with something really important before we wrap up. The body has an extraordinary ability to heal itself when you give it the right tools. Not the most expensive tools, not the most complicated tools, the right tools. And so often those tools are the simplest ones. The ones that have been trusted for thousands of years before the supplement industry and the pharmaceutical industry told us we needed something more. 2 cloves every morning on an empty stomach. That is your tool. That is your starting point. And if you commit to it for 30 days, I genuinely believe you're going to feel a difference that you cannot ignore. So here's my challenge to you today. Start tomorrow morning. Put 2 whole cloves on your nightstand tonight so you see them when you wake up. Make it so easy that there's no excuse not to do it. And 30 days from now, come back to this video and tell me in the comments what you noticed. I want to hear your story. I want to hear how your energy changed, how your digestion improved, how your body started to feel like it was working with you again instead of against you. If this video helped you today, please give it a like right now. It takes 1 second and it helps this information reach more people who need it. And if you know someone, a friend, a parent, a coworker, who is struggling with fatigue, joint pain, blood sugar issues, or just feeling run down, please share this video with them today. You might be sharing something that genuinely changes their life. Subscribe to this channel if you have not already, because I'm going to keep bringing you powerful, simple, science-backed health information that actually works in real life without costing you a fortune. I'm Dr. Kevin Ham. Take care of your body. It is the only one you have. And I will see you in the next video.